Powered by Riverside FM.
What I'm trying to say is that if I can change,
Я думаю, что каждый тоже изменился
and
сегодня.
you can change,
Вы можете измениться.
everybody can change.
Каждый может измениться.
You're listening to WildFireRadio.com presents the Jerry Torres program. No bad news, no sad news, no politics, no religion, just happy fun stuff. And now, here's your host, Jerry Torres.
Five-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Now go do that voodoo that you do so
Ah ha ha ha. Happy Kazoo, yeah! Why not? Happy Kazoo again! I hit the wrong damn button again. What the hell, man? That was called Kapu. What the hell is that called, man? What the hell's the name of that bird? Oh, Kookaburra. Kookaburra. You know what? Why not? Yeah, do One Tough Sucker. Why not?
One tough sucker.
Yeah. Oh my God, Kansas. What the hell is this? I thought it was the band Kansas, just like an evil witch. Oh my God. Anyway, welcome one and all to another edition episode of the Jerry Torres programming. What the hell, dude? I am just so tired. This sucks. This sucks, man. For the past, what was it? Let me see, 4 days. It was nice weather. Nice weather. 60, 70, up to 80 degrees, man. And now yesterday was 41 and snow. Today it's like, what the hell is today's? Alexa, what's today's weather? She's giving me the info. Oh my God. Oh crap, man. I cannot believe this. This blows, dude. Like, okay, first it's like now it's 47, cloudy, right? And then later on tonight it's gonna drop. Oh my God. This sucks, man. You know what? Fine. It is what it is. You know, I've been wanting like nice hot weathers. I can get started working on my yard and everything, front and backyard. Hold on, I gotta drink something, man, because mm, mm, uh oh my God. I just needed something to calm me down, man. Cause this is ridiculous, dude. 4 days was nice. Now we get these. It's on my weekend off. The weather sucks, dude. I can't stand this, man. Already I see the snow melting and then like nice sunny days, and it's like, oh my God, this is wonderful. It's gonna be nice. We're gonna enjoy it. Nope. People that work get the good days. And also on your days off, you get the bad weather. This sucks, man. But anyway, I'm trying not to lose my temper, trying not to lose it, man. But anyway, it is what it is. Screw it. I don't care. Move on. Soon when is the first day of spring? Alexa, when is the first day of spring? My assistant. What the hell? Oh crap. All right. So yeah. Spring begins March 20th and ends June 21st, and that's like June 22nd is the beginning of summer. March 20th. Oh God, man, this I you know what? I got a feeling when March 20th hits, first day of snow again. Oh, God. Cough. I cough. Ugh. So just make the best of it, people. That's all I got to say, man. Just don't let this weather get to you. Don't let it bring you down. I mean, eventually, we will have nice days again. We will enjoy a day to go out. I really would like to go to the beach again and have the water crashing into my feet, eating boardwalk pizza, or just a day to get away. Just know that there's nothing there to feel miserable. Let's put it that way. Anyway, you know what? I'm gonna karate kick that bitch, Mother Nature, right now. Ha! Yeah, right there. Ha ha! Yeah, right there. What the hell's my punching sounds? Oh my god! Punch! Oh my god! This is. I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna get mad. I'm not gonna get mad. Here we go. Punch! Yeah, punch that bitch out. Yeah, punch her out. Yeah, knock that bitch out. Yeah.
The brakes.
All right. I will. Oh my god. Well, March 18th, I'll be at the Atlantic City Comedy Club in Atlantic City, New Jersey. You know what? I'm gonna go on TikTok Live just to say hello to one and all, to all the people out there. Just to say hello. All right, so here I go. Oh god, like everybody's gonna be watching. Okay, so I gotta look good. Oh my goodness. Makeup, please. Thank you. All right, here we go. Hey everybody, the Jerry Torres is on right now. And also don't forget, March 18th, I'll be at the Atlantic City Comedy Club in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Get your tickets on AtlanticCityComedyClub.com. And I'm on live now. So everybody join me. Jerry Torres program later. All right, now go. All right, here. Live now. Just might as well type in live now. Hold on. There we go. Here. Oh my god. I had a little side echo here. All right, let me get live. Big words here. Okay, big words. Live now. Join me. Ba-boom. Join me. Bing, bing, bing. Bam. There we go. Oh, God. All right. So now I'm going to go on live just to say hello to all the common people out there, which is me. Wait, what the hell did I just do to my mic? Oh, my God. Hold on. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. I got it. Oh my god. I thought I messed it up there. Anyway, all right, let me go on here. There we go. So that way everybody can see my beautiful ugly face. Oh my god. Yeah, so I did the Angelos again last night. I had a great time. All the comedians did a great job. Selena in the Camden Comedy Collective, God bless them. You know, and I'm with them right now, thank God. And I'm looking forward to doing many great projects with them. I've given Selena some of my scripts that I wrote, and she loved them, thank God. You know, but I mean, I had to tell her the truth that I did write them myself. I did. Now, mind you, I'm not a professional script writer. And during the pandemic, I had to read books and I had to go on YouTube and I practiced how to write a script. And do I consider myself a professional scriptwriter? No, I'm being honest. No. But like I said before, I've read books about how to write a script. And I think I still have it up here. Yeah, the Sid Field script of writing. And that really helped how to have a beginning, middle, and emotions. And always remember, like when you write a script, you got to have them at the first contact. I mean, you got to get them like the first scene, boom. The second you don't have it, you're going to lose the crowd. But anyway, you just got to have a great beginning, a great middle, and a powerful ending. And so that's what I did. I wrote 3 scripts in late last year, last year, let's put it that way. I wrote 3 of them. And I have them in my file somewhere. I can't remember. But anyway. So, and for years I had them. And Selena, who is also a professional scriptwriter, And I said, listen, I have some scripts. I know, listen, people are going to be like, dude, you made a big mistake. She's going to steal them. No, she's not. Because, first of all, she read them, she liked them, and she told everybody they were written by me. So that's a good thing. And not only that, I still have copies, whatever. But anyway, besides all the legality crap, she read them, she liked them, and I was relieved. I was so much relieved because lately in the past, I always get these and well, there's something missing here. What is this about? And it's always like a belittling critical remarks, and it's like, oh God, really, really? Okay, listen, you think what you want to think. If you think you can take the script, you read it the way you wanted to, and I got tired of it, So I put them to the side, but I knew they were there. But I told her the truth, like when I wrote them, and then when AI came around, I think it was last year, or the year before, I can't remember. But anyway, I told this story before in a previous podcast show how they interviewed. I wish I should have written the names of these. There we go. I should have written the names of these professional writers. They wrote scripts for like movies, TV shows. They won like Golden Globes and Oscar and Emmys. So yeah, so these are like the top script writers that they interviewed. And they asked them, have you used Gemini or ChatGPT to help you with your script? And many of them said, yes, they have. But not as mostly like an assistant, you know what I mean? Like a question, hey, paragraph 4, section 5, whatever. What would you do to up there? And next thing you know, boom, they would touch it up a bit. And they were amazed of what they added or cut off there, whatever. And I was like, whoa, okay. So that's what I did. With the scripts that I've written before, I went to ChatGPT and I showed them the script. And I said, what would you do I need something to add. What would you do to touch it up? I can't remember what I wrote, but next thing you know, amazingly, it like touched up a couple of scenes. I was like, whoa, that was pretty good. That was pretty damn good. I was like, damn. And it just blew my mind. I was like, damn. So, and next thing you know, I got the second script that I've written. For beginning, middle, end, character, scene, and I was like, all right, let me try with this one. And next thing, I didn't ask GPT to write me a full script. No, I wrote them myself. The thing was, I said, since I heard about these writers using ChatGPT, I guess for me to say, I guess there's nothing wrong. Maybe I can play with it, see what happens. And that's what I did. All of a sudden, I was astonished at what the touch-ups and rewrite it did. So the next thing you know, I had them in my file in a folder for a while, And the original scripts on paper, I can't remember what I did with them. I think I shredded them. I don't know, but when I touched it up and they were printed and they were brand new, ready to go, I just said, all right, who am I going to give it to? If I send them out, I'm never going to see them again. I'm never going to hear from anybody. But when I met Selena and the Camden Comedy Collective, Selena is amazingly a wonderful, nice woman. Incredible. She's passionate about entertainment and comedy, and she's so nice to the comedians. And I mean, it's very rare to find someone like that. That's not all about, me. No, it's about all. So I gave her my scripts. She read them. She loved them very much. And I was like, oh my God, thank God. And they were like short scenes. Basically, like when I was reading about script writers on Saturday Night Live, it's a team of writers. Some of them are like one or two, that are like the top script writers there. But I was like, the way they go through scripts all the time on Saturday Night Live, just to come up with the story. Now, mind you, some of the cast members write their own scripts and say, hey, I would like to do this. I like to do that. Can I do this and this and this? And they were like, oh, well, time constraints and this and this. I was like, oh my God. And I remember like a script writer on Saturday Night Live said, we write so much. And, we test out scenes, we do a read over, and it's a lot. It's a lot that they go through just to bring out a 3 to 5 minute skit on SNL. The same thing goes with TV shows, and the same thing with movies. You know, when you in the scenes of like when they film a movie, like say Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and it was like based on a book. You know, not based. I wouldn't say not based on a book. I would say there would be these script writers there, and immediately the director would read the script. "All right, we got to change scene 15. When he comes into the cafeteria with the tray, whatever, and he gets all yelly, we got to change that scene." And next thing you know, the rewrites begin. It's a hell on earth because the actor was like, "But I memorized these lines." I was like, "Well, you're gonna have to wing it." And then that's when they're like, "All right, you can improvise a bit, blah 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 blah." I was like, "Whoa, man!" But I was content and relieved that she loved what I wrote, and I'm looking forward to the hopefully something can come about from this, and I know it will. I know it will, but it takes time. It takes time, and that's the thing about the Camden Comedy Collective that I like so much, and especially the crap that I went through doing stand up comedy. It is basically what I went through is hell on earth. When I first started, long story short, extraordinary long story short, I was bullied by other comedians at the time. By today's standard, you cannot do that at all, at all. Hell no. But back then, it was like, well, who's going to notice? Who's going to care? I had like comedians back in the early '90s try to stop me from doing stand up comedy, and some of them like would not call my name to get on the stage. It was like I remember one show that I was supposed to do. The comedian kept coming up and say, "Hey, you're next. Hey, you're next." Next thing you know, he calls out another comedian, and I came close to punching him in the effing face, dude. But if I did that, I would have been like in trouble, big trouble. Not with the law, but with like the whole comedy world. Like, he's too violent. Don't book him. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And I went through talent agents that were liars and oops. Okay. Okay. And I went through a lot when I first started. And I struggled. I basically at the time there was no internet at the time when I first started in the '90s, and there was no social media, there was no YouTube, there was no Google. You know what I mean? It was something called newspapers. That's what we had, and magazines. Basically, the '90s was still like the '50s. Put it that way. And when the internet started in the late '90s, that's when it was like, okay, it's coming up, not as fast. We didn't have cell phones. We had cell phones, but not like the cell phones we have now. It was just like a phone call. Basically, you couldn't text anybody. I mean, it was like, oh my goodness, we're so primitive. Looking back, it's like, oh my goodness, we're so primitive. But besides all that, I went through a lot, but I managed to just go ahead and just keep doing what I love doing. The talent agents that I went through were pretty much a lot of empty promises. Um, some of them I got booked. I had club managers that were like evil. Majority of them were evil. What I meant by evil is like they think they have all the power in the world. It's like, no, you don't. You only have power in that club. And basically, it's not your club. This is the hotel owns the room. You're just renting. You know what I mean? But I managed to pull through and just keep doing what I love doing. I didn't let anybody stop me. I didn't let anybody intimidate me. I didn't let anybody like try to antagonize or basically try to, convince me to stop doing it. I just kept pushing through, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. Throughout the history of not just entertainment, but of the most successful people in the world, what they went through to succeed. They went through a lot of bullies in their time, especially with people trying to stop them. It's like you from like I don't know, like inventors and creators. and I hate to say the name. I'll say the name. What the hell's the guy's name that did Tesla, whatever? But anyway, it's tells. Anyway, you have a lot of rich people that were successful, and you got a lot of scientists that created and doctors that helped people like find a cure for a virus or a disease. And and I looked at these people through history, and especially what I went through doing stand-up comedy. From the agents, talent agents that were like brutal, the liars, the empty promises, the basically letdowns, and you know, it was to a point when I was like, you know what, I'm there. There will be an agency that will accept me, and they have. Charter Talent was one. Comedy Zone was another. Comedy Zone. Oh boy. Anyway, there's a story on that one. Comedy Cabaret was another one that accepted me. Meadowlands Comedy Club, Comedy Explosion, Atlantic City Comedy Club. So basically, there was like a positive outlook. And throughout all these other comedy agencies that are like, you know, saw me and didn't want me anymore, there was no, what was the reason? They never gave me a reason. And it's like, hey, we don't want you anymore. We're good. We pick the comedians that we like. And it's like, okay, hey. So, oh my goodness. Oh, hi. How are you? Who is this lovely lady? Hello, user 625-98669. I think that's my new lottery numbers right there. How you doing? But besides all that, like I said, the positive and the love that I went through. And I remember it was like, I remember my best friend said, why do you keep going to that one club that gives you a hard time? It was, and I said, I don't know. It was like, and all of a sudden he said, dude, do you know there are other comedy clubs? Duh. I didn't know. You know what I mean? I was like, well, the Laugh House is like the only one in Philadelphia. Like, no, there's not. There's other comedy clubs. All of a sudden, I tell the same story. There was no internet, no cell phones at the time, no Google search, nothing. I had to get stacks of newspapers. I was like, I went to I went to this convenience store. These are the newspapers that I had to buy to find clubs, the Philadelphia Inquirer, the Trentonian. And then I had to buy what else? The Trentonian, the Courier Post. Then from the Courier Post, I had the Burlington County Times. And I was like, I must have came home with probably 8 newspapers that day. And I had to go to the entertainment section. Now, in the newspapers, we've seen entertainment. It's like, what's going on for the weekend? What concerts are open? And that's what I did. I looked down and was like, hey, is there any open mic comedy? Then when I went to the comedy section, comedy night, boom, 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 boom. There must have been like, oh God, 15, 16 places that were doing stand-up comedy. And I was like, oh, then all of a sudden I made the phone call. Hi, my name is Jerry Torres. And when do you have your open mic? And some of them were nice, some of them were not. Some of them, oh, we have our open mic on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Sign up is at 6. I was like, okay, boom, I would go there, sign up, do my time, and all of a sudden there would be another place. Oh, we don't do comedy, but we do poetry night. I was like, hey, poetry night, okay. When does that start? We're like, well, we start at 6, and you got to sign up. It's at 6:30. Are you a poet? And I would lie and say like, well, yes. You know what I mean? But I would go up there instead of like reading a poetry, I would do like a comedy set, and they would look at me like, I thought you said you were a poet. They didn't like ban me or nothing, but I would like throw comedy and poetry in the mix and add humor, instead of like saying, oh, the red rose reminds me of the wine and hamsters. Oh, that's deep. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my goodness. No, it was basically, I had to figure out a way to make my poetry humorous, I guess you can say. And they accepted it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So next thing you know, I must have been doing, oh God, 9 rooms in like 1 week, and all of a sudden I was like doing maybe 20 shows in 1 month at least. And percentage of them were in Philadelphia. So I must have destroyed the miles on my car. But I went to these places and they actually did have an open mic. Some of them were not actual comedy clubs, but they did open mic, and I was like very much happy and content that I had a spot to do, comedy, and that's what made me sharper. So next thing you know, in those days there was no links. I had to send my video or DVD out to these agencies along with my headshot and my bio. I was like, oh boy. Nowadays it's a link. You send them, you're good. And I was like, but besides all that, thanks to people like the Camden Comedy Collective, Selena, and her whole group, it's good to feel a positive energy, a certain love and respect, and opportunity and chance, and to shine, basically, because not that many places do that anymore. Not that many people give anyone those, you know, opportunity and chance. And it's a letdown. That's why AI is like now saying, hey, if you can't make a movie, go to AI. We'll make the movie for you. You know, because you have so many people who are talented writers and they have wonderful scripts. I guarantee you, there's a script on a stack of quadrillion scripts in a movie producer's studio right now that's original, that's amazing. You know what I mean? But it'll never see the light of day because it's under a stack of a quadrillion other scripts. And you have these directors and producers, they're like, well, let's see. We'll take this one that's been done 1,000 times. We'll do a remake. We'll do a reboot. We'll do something that's not original. It's like, oh boy, here we go. It's kind of like when I tell people of the movie Sinners. Okay. Again, it wasn't an original movie. It was from Dusk Till Dawn. Everyone that saw the movie said the same thing. It's from dusk till dawn. But I tell people what saved that movie was the acting. The director was amazing. The director was a fantastic writer. I am a huge fan of that director and writer. And I believe, that I think I met him once in Philadelphia. I cannot remember, but he is a very talented man. And to me, I enjoy what he wrote. I enjoy what he excuse me. Oh my goodness, what he wrote. And everybody's like, oh, boo doo, you're kissing ass. Oh no, I'm not kissing ass. I'm being very honest about this Ryan Coogler. He's an amazing writer. He's an amazing director. He's Oscar nominated, for God's sakes, But I'm being honest here. The movie was good, but it wasn't original. It was from Dusk Till Dawn. Exactly like Dusk Till Dawn. Stay in the room. If you step outside, they'll kill you. The vampires will get you. And they tried to intimidate and antagonize, persuade you to come on. It was like, wait a minute. And then they prepared the weapons, and it's like, oh boy. And when they get to the sunlight, they burst into flames. I was like, man. But what really saved that movie was the directing and the acting. Delroy Lindo and oh my God, I apologize. Give me a second, man. I need some water real quick. Oh my God. Michael B. Jordan, Delroy Lindo, Haley Steinfeld. I mean, the whole list of that cast that was in that movie. The acting was superb. Beyond. Sinners, pretty much. That acting saved that movie. Especially Delroy Lindo's performance. I keep telling people, the way he delivered his lines and his character, to me, it was like mesmerizing how smooth he was of that character he portrayed. And what was the character's name? I forgot. Hold on, let me look this up. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Delta Slim. Yeah. Oh my God. He was too cool to watch, man. I was like, oh man, Delroy is the man, And the man's a veteran. He's been acting for years. But besides all that, it was Ryan Coogler's movie anyway. But you see what I mean? It's like if you write the script yourself and you have the budget, by all means, go for it. But there are those people that are like, they write a script, but they don't have a budget. So what do? They pass the script around to many producers and directors, and it's like, oh yeah, we'll read it and let you know. Some of them are too scared to send out their script because they're afraid that someone else is going to see it and they're going to make it their own. Next thing you know, there's a major lawsuit. Nowadays, you have to get copywritten rights and signed by. You have to get something signed by. You have to get a lawyer to get it signed to make sure, like, if anybody reads this, they know that they can't be made. Because somebody else owned it. Like the movie Coming to America, there's a story on that one. But that's why AI is now pretty much helping these people that have a script and they're having a hard time getting a budget, a director, a producer. But with AI, it's like, hey, if someone else can't make your movie, we'll make the movie for you. Except you have to do it. You know what I mean? And you have to write these prompts, and it's a process. It's a process. And speaking of that, my movie is almost done. It's going to take a little more time than I expected. It's frustrating as hell, but I'm going to get it done. But besides all that, I mean, like I said, Camden Comedy Collective is a ray of hope for me and a ray of hope for others that, want to get their foot in the door, want to try out something and be in a group, put it that way. And hopefully, like, when things do kick off, they're like, hey, I'm doing something. I'm having fun. I'm finally going to create and have fun. Oh my goodness, man. But it's a good feeling. And for the first time in a long time, I can smile. I mean, I'm like, yes, I can feel better now that there's hope in the air. Oh my God. Anyway, so let me continue on, people. All right, so let me get off TikTok Live. All right, I'm off. Later, guys. Bye. Okay, I'm off it. All right. Anyway, so let me continue on. Dak Prescott. All right. I mentioned it yesterday on my comedy show, which I recorded, which I'm going to post it up. I think I have it here. All right, hold on. Yes, I do have it here. Okay. So let's see, how much do I have? All right. Hey, there you go. Wow, I lost some weight. I look good. Oh my God. So anyway, Dak Prescott, quarterback for the Dallas Loser Cowboys, and he was supposed to get married. He was with a woman for like 7 years, however long. They have 2 beautiful kids, and they were not married. They were engaged. So next thing you know, he's doing A-okay with the Dallas Cowboys. Didn't take him anywhere yet, and all of a sudden, like, what was it, early this week or last week, they were like, hey, we're going to sign you an extension, $230 million. And, okay, yeah. Now, mind you, people, you don't get the full $230 million, all right? There's IRS takes taxes out. You have to pay his agent, his manager, you know what I mean? And, he'll probably wind up with $2.50. All right. But anyway, my math sucks on that in the economy. But so yeah, $230 million. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Register. There you go. $230 million. What the hell was that? Oh my God. All right. Let me try cashier. Jeez. Cashier. No, that's cash register. Same thing. Oh my God. Knock it off. Anyway, so money. Let's try money. Here we go. No.
Give me my money.
Oh God. Anyway. All right. So anyway, so $230 million. The story goes, he was on a yacht, and his fiance, and she immediately. The story goes, I could be wrong, but I've heard that. So ESPN, we're talking about it, TMZ, and everybody of these other shows. She said, "Oh, we should get married right now." Blah 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 blah. And he was like, "Whoa, hold up, sign this. What is this? A prenup?" And immediately she got upset. She got angry, and cursed him out. I don't know if I don't know what was said, but Dax was like pretty cool and calm. He's like, listen, blah, blah, this, blah, blah. So it was like, okay, she called the wedding off. Boom, wedding off. She accused him of cheating. It's like, oh boy, here we go. But the man wasn't stupid. He knows what would happen if she didn't sign that prenup and they got married. She would have taken a huge half a chunk of his money, and next thing you know, alimony been out of his ass, and plus child support, plus this, plus that, and she wants more money in the end, and oh God, we've seen it many times in the history when a man makes money, and the prenup is very important. I would not say for the man, I would say for both sides. Everybody wants to be secured, and I understand completely. I'm not saying that I'm a rich man, but let's put it like this. I was talking to a fellow comedian yesterday about this, and the saying goes, finally a Dallas Cowboy that won something. Where the hell's my laughter? Damn it! All right, let's do that again. Damn it! All right, here we go. Oh my God! All right, here we go. Wow, Dak Prescott dodged a bullet. His woman didn't sign a prenup. Okay, they broke up. Wow, for the first time, a Dallas Cowboy won something. Yeah. Thank you. And so immediately it was like this uproar, and he dodged the bullet. Now he's going to make so much money, but he said, I'm still going to support my kids. I'm going to make sure they have a roof over their head, food on their table, clothes on their back, and education. So I was like, okay, cool. He's a responsible dude. He knows the kids come first. But his woman was like, no, what am I going to do? I need cars. I need jewelry. I need to be spoiled. And I want you to be broke. It's like, oh my God. I'm not saying that all women are like that. Some women that are multimillionaires or multi-billionaires themselves, they would do the same. They would save their money, making sure, hold on, man, where the hell is my tissue? Okay, damn it. Oh, God. I'm so sorry, man. You can't find a tissue anywhere. Oh, great. I don't have a tissue anywhere, damn it. I got to use this towel. Anyway. So sometimes it's, cautious to the wind, basically. That when someone makes money, I'm not going to say a man, I'm going to say both sides. When they start making money and they find somebody and they fall in love, the man and the woman and the man, and things are working out. Like the guy would make, say, I don't know, 75,000 a year, which is not bad, or 100,000. Let's go with that. But the woman makes like 600,000 or 2 million a year. Maybe I'll throw a good number, like higher than that, maybe 20 million a year. But she's still in love with the guy. The woman's in love with the man, because one, treats her right, cooks, cleans, is responsible, doesn't cheat, doesn't lie. She finally meets a good man. But the guy only makes like $100,000 a year, while she makes 20 million, But, he doesn't want her money, just wants her to be loved. He wants to take care of his woman and be there for her. Boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden, they want to get married. But then you're going to have those friends and be like, oh, girl, you better get a prenup. You better get a prenup. Now, mind you, I would say maybe 70% at least of the men that have a woman in their lives that has make money would sign the prenup. I'll be honest. I'm going to say this right now. If I'm with a woman that makes a lot of money, more money, right? But she's everything I've always wanted. She's there for me. She doesn't cheat. She doesn't lie. She knows how to take care of herself. You know what I mean? And she cooks, she cleans like I do, whatever. And she exercises, doesn't do drugs, doesn't go to parties or clubs. You know what I mean? And basically she, works, pays the bills, and again, she makes more money than me. She doesn't do that lavish. Hey, I need to go to this party on this yacht. I need to go to this private jet over to this island, and just like I need people to see me and buy expensive Prada jewelry, and it's like, ugh. And say I'm dating this woman, and all of a sudden one day we're about to get married, and she throws me the prenup, right? But she's not all that negative that I just said earlier. Would I sign it? Yes. I'm being honest here. Yes, I would sign the prenup. Why? Because I make money. I know how to save it. I don't gamble. I don't do drugs. I don't buy whores and go out buying cigarettes and beer or alcohol. I'm responsible with my money. I pay the bills. I put food on the table. Buy my own clothes. Whatever. I know how to save. Why would I worry about it? I can survive. I'll be like, yeah, I'll send the prenup. Boom, right there. What would I worry about? But you get those guys that don't make that much money, and they're dating a woman with a lot of money. When the prenup comes out, they would get mad. I mean, I've read stories about so many. I should have saved some. I mean, what girl? I'm in love with you. As a matter of fact, there is a story. Oh my God. It was on this. It must have been like 8 years ago. I can't remember. I think it was Oprah or Dr. Phil. It was about this woman that was married, and she made money, a lot of money. And when she got married, the story goes that the husband took her to the cleaners and got a large percentage of his money. He was like playing the sob story, instead of, it's called the manimony instead of alimony, because the man gets the money from the woman that makes more money, which is happening today. But, through legality, it's peaceful, I would say, depending if they have kids, that's another thing. So next thing you know, this poor woman lost her house, her bank account was drained, and it was like credit was damaged, and she lost everything, all because of this guy that took her to the cleaners. And next thing you know, it took her 4 years to recover from everything. She had to get good lawyers to make him stop like going after the money, and she won. And she had to start from the bottom up again. She had to save money. She didn't lose her job, but she had to save money. She had to get in the house. She wanted to make sure she gets custody of the kids and everything. She won, but it took her 5 years to recover financially. And now she's like, she stabilized her income, her mentality, and she was so comfortable. Next thing you know, she meets a guy. She falls in love. And this guy, I think it was like an electrician or worked for an electric company. They fall in love, next thing you know, hey, a woman was like, come live with me, because they were so in love. And they wanted to get me. He proposed to her, and all of a sudden she was like, oh, wait a minute. Before we get married, you need to sign a prenup. And the two words that came out of her mouth, not just prenup, another two words, ironclad. Yeah. Oh my God.
Monster fail.
Anyway, yeah. Ironclad prenup. It states that if they get married and they get divorced, she keeps everything. I was like, whoa. And the guy got upset. But he refused to write it because, baby, I want to be married to you. I'm in love with you, and there's love. And he was like throwing the bullshit, and it was to a point where she stood her ground. Oh, wait a minute. Where the hell is it? Oh my God. Oh, this is crap, dude. I had it right here. There it is. Yeah, he threw a lot of bullshit. There we go.
Must be strong like bull.
So, but she stood her ground. Didn't inch, didn't, she was a brick, basically, a stone, a tree. She's like, nope, I fell for this once. I'm not going to go through this again. and the guys they still at the time. I don't know if they broke up the relationship. You're talking about something that happened 10 years ago, but I do remember I was watching the story, and he still did not want to sign it. And all of a sudden, she was like, "Okay, you have to get out of my house." She kicked him out. If you don't sign this prenup, you know, and get a lawyer, sign this prenup, we're not getting married. Next thing you know, he did. He left. He was angry as hell, but she was like, "Well, que sera, sera, whatever shall be, will be," Yeah. Yeah. She stood her ground. She was like, "Nope. If we don't sign this prenup, ironclad stating I keep everything. You walk out with nothing." And he was like, "Oh, he was." It brings to a point where it's like either man or woman, you have the right to defend yourself by any means necessary. That's what I would say. You don't want to be poor. You don't want to be destitute. You don't want to be struggling to catch up with payments after a judge says, "Well, you owe 40 million a day to your wife and kids." Oh my God. But I'm glad Dak Prescott was like, "You know what? You can say all you want, and I guarantee you she's going to do a reality show like, ex-fiancés of the ex-fiancés of whatever, ex-wives of ex-fiancés, reality show. She'll do anything she can just to say her peace of mind of what really happened." And it's like, no, we just know the truth. You didn't want to sign a prenup because you want to get the money. All right, period. Just leave it like that. It comes to a point where, yeah, by the words of the great Malcolm X, by any means necessary. It's like, yep, he did the right thing. It goes for either or, man or woman. Stand your ground. Don't budge. Don't even flinch. Just be like, either you sign this or it's over. Because you don't love me for me, you love me for my money. If you just love me for my money, we're done. I was like, yeah, that's it. So I started my cleanup due to the fact that I thought the weather was going to be nice, but it's not. I wanted to work in my front and backyard, but I did clean up my house a bit. I threw some stuff in the basement. I put it on a container. I bought some container. I need to buy more containers. Oh my God. Just to keep it nice and sealed, and have my basement organized. That's another thing I wanted to do. But with this sucky cold weather, I can't do it. But I managed to clean up what I wanted to clean up. Yeah. So I bought my 4th pair of glasses and I love it. Now I got 4. I'm good. I have my Meta glasses that I use when I'm writing, ask a question. "Hey, Meta, how do you do this?" Blue, 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 blue. And it would answer me, "Hi, hot, sexy Jerry. I'll answer for you." And we'd respond like that. And then I have my work glasses that I wear at my job. I have my all the time wearing glasses if I do start to wear them all the time. And also I have my work glasses that are at my laptop whenever I want to write something, and I have my other pair downstairs in case it's like, "Oh my God, where are my glasses?" Oh, wait a minute. They're right next to my magnifying glass. I have that too. I'm not saying like I'm an old dude, all right, people, before you come up with the jokes. I pretty much have them right there just in case it's like my glasses really cannot see the fine print of something. And I just magnify it 200 times more. Be like, "Oh my God, I see 2 fleas having sex," But anyway. So there's movies that I need to see right now. I really do need to see them. I saw Nuremberg yesterday and with Robbie Malik, and it was okay. There was some inaccuracies in the movie. I'm not going to get in depth with it. But if you want to see a good Nuremberg movie from 2000, the one with Alec Baldwin, very well done. Very accurate what really happened during the trials of Nuremberg. The one with Robbie Malik, it was okay. It was, but there was many inaccuracies, and they just jumped the movie. They should have did a series instead of a movie. That's what they should have done. They should have did it as a series because the movie was based on a book, The Nazi and the Psychiatrist. And there was more to the story, what really happened when the psychiatrist interviewed Hermann Goering. But the movie itself, it was just like, again, it was actual things that happened and there's some inaccuracies that happened. It was okay. It was not that bad, but I wouldn't say it's a classic. But the Nuremberg with Alec Baldwin in it, that was perfect. Everyone should see that. So there's a movie called War Machine. I want to see that. That's on Netflix. And there's another movie called The Money Shot. Another movie that I got to see is called The Hot Girls Wanted. And that's not what you think. So there's another movie called Rampage 2009. I've been getting people telling me to see that. Another movie called Felon. And I need to finish Star Trek, Undiscovered Country, whatever the hell it's called. I need to finish watching that too. Oh my goodness, these movies that I have to see. And I know people back to the glasses thing. I know people will be like, Jerry, why is it that you have 4 pairs of glasses? Well, I'll answer you like that since you want to ask me this, The reason why I have 4 pairs of glasses, okay?
Where's my glasses?
Hey, shut up.
Where's my glasses?
Listen. Now, the reason why I have 4 pairs of glasses is because of this. I've been known to forget. I mean, because you know how many pair of sunglasses I have? I'll say it. I have 15 pairs of sunglasses. Not one is scratched. Not one is bent. Not one is cracked. I take care of my stuff, from my watches to my glasses to my sneakers. All right. And so on. Now, the reason why I have 4 pairs of glasses is the just in case factor. Now that men can carry bags like a shoulder strap bag. Now I can bring my glasses with me while wearing my sunglasses, And the reason why I have 4 pairs of sunglasses, like I said, I would forget it. I would have one. I need one in my car. Well, I do have a pair of reading glasses in my car, so I don't need one in my car. But I have them just in case, the emergency thing. That's why. And I don't want people to be like, oh, well, gee, you don't really need them. It's like, shut up. I do need them. I'm not saying that I'm going blind, but I do need them just to be like, hey, I'm going to write something. Boom, 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 boom. And, I got to read something. Hey, I got it right here. Now I can read it. Oh, my God. When I'm watching a movie now or I'm reading something, I'm not saying that my eyes are going bad. I can see perfectly without them. I can. But nowadays, it's like there are those good days when I can see is clear. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. And then all of a sudden there'll be those 1 or 2 days where it's like, what the hell? Could you? Oh my God. Is that a fly coming toward, you know what I mean? It's like, is that the letter B or, I have to do that super hard squint. Or that reach, and hold it right there. I'll step back 200 feet just to see it. Ugh. My God, man. But I have my pairs of glasses just in case. You know what I mean? You're never too sure what you need. But, I bought another 4th pair of glasses. Like I said, I have them on now. I have another pair right at my laptop. There's another pair downstairs on my recliner just in case, and I have my Meta glasses. I use those when I'm writing or when I'm walking around the house just to hear music, just to, ask a question, whatever. My assistant, basically. Oh my God. So, you need them, we just need them. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Man, oh man, oh man. Well, they were saying that Bad Bunny, when he did the concert in Japan, the word was perfection. And I'm so happy for the brother, man. I'm telling you right now, the word in music is universal. You know what I mean? And I got a feeling that they probably want him back. He did a superb job in Japan. They loved him. And that's the one word is perfection. That's it, man. So they said that, I don't know if Bad Bunny is ever going to do a concert in the United States due to the fact of Adolf Trump and what the United States are doing to people right now. And I got a feeling that's what he said. He goes, listen, I'm not going to perform in the States until like, everything is set right, or Adolf Trump goes to jail, whatever the case, But he will perform in the United States, people. He will. All right. But I got a feeling if he does and when he does, it'll probably be in big cities like New York, Dallas, or LA. Big cities like Chicago, I don't see him, hey, I'm going to do a show in Maine. I mean, no. I'm talking about like big cities. Like, I got a feeling he might do like, oh God, Las Vegas, like a stay in Las Vegas for like a month. If he does that, forget about it. He did it in Puerto Rico. He might do it again in Vegas. He might do it in the Sphere. That'll be freaking awesome if he does that. But Bad Bunny is pretty much a good point of him saying, hey, music is universal. My language is universal. You have the Japanese singing along to his words that are in Spanish. And it's online. When he was in Australia, the whole sold out arena must have been like 70,000 singing along to his words in Spanish. You know what I mean? That's how universal this man has broken barriers and said, listen, I may not know your language, but you know mine through my music. And everybody sang along. Damn it, I wish I could play, but I can't because I know Spotify's going to be, hey, do you have permission? People always ask me that, how come you don't play the music when you talk about a certain, because I got in trouble before. I'm not going to say in trouble, mostly like an email warning from Spotify, hey, you need permission. No, you can't do that, This is what they would do. If I didn't get permission, they would cut off that scene, or they would not air my podcast show. Yeah. And in other words, like YouTube Music would have it, but again, I'll probably get an email from them saying, hey, did you get permission from them? It's like, oh boy, here we go. So I got to be very, 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 very careful, But yeah, man. So that proves a point that with these racist Adolf Trump lovers, they're like, oh, he must speak English. This is America. Really? Okay. Obviously, you're too racist and too deaf and dumb to know that everybody in this country speaks the language that they want to speak. Arabic, Asian, Hindu, Spanish, Dutch, Russian. Speak whatever the hell you want to speak. We speak whatever language you have. Speak it. If you know it, speak it. But this guy's like, no, you must speak English. This is America. You dumbasses. The Indians were here first. They had their own language until Europeans came and screwed it all up. They did the same thing in South America. They did the same thing in the Caribbean. You know what I mean? But nobody wants to read their history. They all want to hear white history. White man was here first. No, they were not. The only thing white that was here first was snow. Okay? But that's how Bad Bunny is now opening everyone's ears and eyes. And it's like, wow. When that word perfection came, I was like, wow, yeah. He did it. He did it, man. And he's still doing it. And I'm happy that Bad Bunny is now like not responding back to anybody like Kid Cock and the Adolf Trump lovers. He's not responding back because why? This is his revenge. And he's winning big time, dude. Kid Cock is like, hey, well, I'll do a show in Japan. Man, ain't nobody Japanese going to see no Kid Cock. Ain't no South American country going to see Kid Cock. Not even Australia. Be like, Australia, who's Kid Cock? Is he a gay porn star? I was like, yeah, he is. Yeah. Nobody ain't going to see him. I mean, nobody. Bad Bunny, everybody wants to see. Bad Bunny, everybody wants to sing. And Bad Bunny is bringing it what he is bringing it. And that's togetherness and love. That's what Bad Bunny is on about. And to say that, I mean, it means a lot. And for him to say that one word, perfection, about his performances, that means a lot. And that means Bad Bunny is winning and Bad Bunny is avenging and revenging So this is what he's saying. Haha. All right. Anyway. So besides all that, people, that's it about my time for the Jerry Torres program. I'd like to thank everybody here for listening. All right, here we go. Buy your Jerry Torres tote bag or his glasses.
Where's my glasses?
Oh, my God.
Where's my glasses?
Anyway, thank you all for listening for another edition episode of the Gerard Torres program. Okay? Anyway, as you all well know, I'm sorry, some stuff is coming up, and I really don't care what the hell's going on. Anyway, as you all well know, I am an accomplished author. I've written a book entitled Chinese Food for Breakfast. You can find my book either on lulu.com, that is Lulu, or on Amazon Kindle. And it's an ebook. You could download the book, read the book anytime, anywhere on your phone, tablet, or your laptop. And the book is only $4, people, so you're really not going to be breaking the bank. So download the book today and enjoy a good read. Jerry Torres, Chinese Food for Breakfast. Also, listen to my good friend Letice Mitchell's podcast show, Tice Talk. She is in the works of making a comeback. Her podcast, you can listen to her previous podcast shows on iHeartRadio, but her podcast show is about fun, love, family, the dating scene. Oh my God, she makes it hysterical. She's also one of my dearest and closest friends in the comedy business. Every time I do a show with her, it's like the best evening of my life because I enjoy watching her perform. And there's some comedians that I'm like that. If I like them a lot, I would stay to watch them, you know? And Letice is one of them. This woman has a smooth comedic delivery and style that I love so much. And I always promote her because, one, she's my friend. I love her, you know, and we've been friends for like over 15 years, and I'm so glad we're still friends today. But if you're interested, you can find Letice Mitchell's podcast show again on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube, or listen to her previous podcast show on iHeartRadio. So listen to Letice Mitchell's podcast show, Tice Talk.
2017.
Tice Talk with Letice Mitchell.
You just got pwned.
Tice Talk.
Real bad.
Tice.
It'll knock your socks off.
Anyway, also listen to Gordo B. His new album is up right now, and he's in the works of doing a tour, and I'm so happy for the brother that he's finally getting the tour that he needs, because why? I enjoy listening to his music. And another thing, he gave me permission to play his music. That's a wonderful thing that I'm going to do. The next time I come back on, I'm going to use some of his music as background music. But Gordo B is one of the up-and-coming hip-hop artists that's coming up right now. But you can listen to his music on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. It's Gordo B. That's Gordo, big letter B. And I love his music because, one, it's very smooth. I compare his music to like Diggable Planet, De La Soul, and Tribe Called Quest. All three in one. It has a smooth delivery. Not only that, I can understand the lyrics, what he's saying, you know, but I enjoy listening to music. He's a really good dude, and he enjoys writing music and giving it to others. So again, listen to Gordo B. Download any of his music. Again, you can find him on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. Gordo B is Gordo, big letter B. Also, listen to Funky Times. I love this band. They mix it up with jazz, funk, rock. They know how to make music and make music right. You can find them on TikTok, Instagram, or on YouTube. And if you're interested in hiring them for a special event, send them a message, work a deal with them, and you won't regret it because they know how to make music, man. I'm telling you, man. And speaking of Funky Times, I use their music to close my podcast. And a 3, a 2, and a 1, and a 1, 2, and a 5. And anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for listening to another edition episode of the Dr. Jerry Torres program. As you all well know, whatever religious figure you believe in, may you be blessed. I bid you all a fondue. I'll be back. So I ask you all, please don't go changing. I'm gone, get a gone, and bye.
Powered by Riverside FM.
Here's the disclaimer right now.
Limited time offer. No purchase necessary. Offer valid at participating locations. Void where prohibited. No animals were harmed during the production of this soundboard. Subject to change without notice. Side effects include dry mouth, occasional pig snort or two, sore stomach, teary eyes, achy jaws, and whatever tingles well. Laughing heart.
You've just heard the Jerry Torres program on Spotify, YouTube Music, and Riverside FM. Also, subscribe to the Jerry Torres program on Spotify, ladies and gentlemen. And also remember, boys and girls, that the Jerry Torres program has been known to bring magic into your heart, mind, and soul. Here you go.